Well, thanks for having us. I would like a chance to let everybody know that we're here and that we're taking care of our city. That means a lot to me. I grew up 2.5 blocks up the hill, and so this was my playground for most of my life. I personally am kind of new to Rotary, but it seems like just in a half an hour I've learned that you guys do a heck of a lot of work around here, and to make our community a better place. And I like to think that Will and I are part of a team who attempt to do the same thing up in the recycle center. I also have the household hazardous waste. Will takes care of guys out in the field. There's, you know, spills, illegal dumps, all over the place, and we make a real conscious effort to try to get it everything we can as fast as we can, get it out of the environment. So it's a privilege to be here, and if you don't know anything about the Recycle Center, or Has Waste for that matter, we're online. Some of the information we have a hard time keeping up with, because as things change, it's not easy to change paperwork. We can change the website fairly quickly, but some of you see, even in the brochures, there's some things that don't apply anymore, and some things that are coming that aren't in there yet. So it's a real good place to work. I've been there since 2003. I can't think of anything better than taking care of the city that you grew up in. So thanks for having us. And if you have any questions about our recycle center, like I said, we're online. There's some phone numbers in these brochures. And feel free to give us a call anytime. We can help with any questions you may have. Will?
So, like Mark said, we're part of the cycling. I oversee a lot of the drivers that are out here collecting the cans for the residential, also for the commercial. I started out in the city also 2003, working for the street department, street operations now. As the economy went down, I got moved over to this department. Just kept on running, and now I'm a route supervisor out there. I also grew up in Tacoma, been here for 41 years. Grew up in the south side, southeast Tacoma. But a lot of our goals and our focuses are to look at ways to improve the city of Tacoma through many different paths. We're looking at, you know, like Mark said, the blight situations, the alleys, you know, trying to get our city cleaned up. Also to encourage our citizens to have the, you know, we get proud and excited about the place they live. So recycling obviously is a part of that. We offer quite a bit of different types of recycling through the residential side and through the commercial side, and then there's some specialty items, like Mark said, at the transfer station. We are a very forward-thinking department, trying to always look at ways to improve, to take more and more stuff out of the waste stream, and repurpose it in lots of different ways. And that's kind of what our goal is as we go forward. So, any questions?
I live down by Titlow Park, and as a walker every day, I'm noticing trash, but you don't notice places to put your trash. Whether it's going to be your recycled cans, your bottles, your garbage per se. And I'm seeing more in parks and areas that I'm going to that there's less and less garbage cans, but there's more waste. So things are disappearing, but there's more people coming to the area, and where even the beautiful new area at the end of the walk on Titlow along the water, where they took the home down and they put in this big area. Well, they've got a dog recycler there with with your poop and scoop, but that's going to be a huge area come spring, where people, as it is, it's a big party beach, but there's no place for these people to put their recycle. So is there an opportunity in the parks, in the areas, to put those recycle bins or public things where people can put their recycles?
Yeah, it's very observant. We'll mention that.
Thank you.
We'll yeah, let's see if we can make something happen down there. Yeah, good idea.
I love the fact that you have bubble wrap, and so anytime I need to send a package, I just run up there and grab some bubble wrap. So thank you for saving that for everybody.
You're very welcome. We for a long time, we just,
Didn't know that.
there was no way to recycle that product, and so we thought, well, most of it we get is clean, and packing peanuts is the same thing. So if you need those instead of bubble wrap, we save that and just and give it away. It's just a public service.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I've got two quick ones. Aluminum foil, recycle, don't bother, and half-used paint cans. What to do with that?
And what kind of paint cans?
Just use paint, half empty.
Latex or oil?
So latex paint?
Well, this is getting kind of personal.
If it's flammable,
Some of these, let's just say.
if it's flammable, bring it to hazardous.
Yeah. See,
If it's flammable, bring it to haz waste.
Well,
If
what-
it's latex, dry it up, huh?
So,
If it says combustible, flammable.
okay, so
thin
oil
with-
base, is it combustible?
Thin with, yeah, oh yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Thin with mineral spirits, it'll say that.
Okay.
If you have a plastic bucket, that means it's latex or water-based, non-toxic, non-flammable. If it says keep from freezing, it's latex. If it says clean up with warm soapy water, you have latex. So dry it up with kitty litter, floor dry, 50-50 mix. As soon as it's stiff enough to where it won't pour, throw it in your garbage.
Ah, okay.
That's all you have to do.
And aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil, we don't even bother to recycle, and here's why. A lot of times it's food contaminated, and we try to eliminate that. So let's say you're one of those people who scrub it clean, and that's all well and good, but there's not enough metal in it for the recyclers to even worry about. When it hits the heat of a 2,800 degree furnace, it's gone. It just goes poof.
Wow.
There's no content to it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, you can just get rid
Could
of
you
it.
tell my wife that?
If she feels better, it's not a contaminant. It can still go in there, but it's just not gonna, we're not gonna get anything back out of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
What else is,
Go ahead.
what else is a waste of time for us to recycle? I mean,
At the moment.
you know, like tinfoil, because I suspect a lot of things that I put in the mix recycling is more of a pain in the butt for you than.
So the biggest thing now, and we have what they call a MRF, and a MRF is a material recycling facility. It's
Yeah.
where they hand sort.
Yeah.
So plastic bags are horrible. They're horrible to the people because there's no machine, there's no scanner, there's no puffer, there's no eddy current belt that can separate those things.
Okay.
So it has to be by hand. And workers get their hands stuck in the straps of it.
Yeah.
And they get tangled up in all the equipment. They shut down twice a day, so they get a maintenance guy in there with a torch to burn it all out.
So where do you put it?
It's horrible. You just throw it away. We don't have any. If you want the best chance to be able to recycle it, put it in one bag,
We'll take
one
them.
big bag, and throw it in there. That's the best shot at getting it even close to recycling. The people on the belt then can see that and throw it off to the side.
Wow.
That
Just
bad.
ask for paper, right?
Pardon me?
Doesn't ask for paper.
Or just ask them to say paper.
Yeah.
Plastic say paper.
Yeah, there's just horrible stuff.
Or you can get those, a lot of times people are handing out those cloth bags at all kinds of conventions and
Yeah.
walk park things. You can use those. My wife carried a whole bunch of those and goes to the grocery store and hands them over.
I work in a Tacoma Public Schools building, and we have a recycle bin, but it's only for, paper and cans.
Yeah.
And they don't do glass recycling. Do
Yeah.
you know why that is?
Single stream, so the stuff that's out in the field, your recycle bins,
Yeah.
is different than what we do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your stuff goes into a truck, that truck then takes it right to the MRF that I just explained. Okay, so our stuff is separated. We take it right to the metal recycler, right to the plastic recycler, where it's pre-sorted. So it allows us to get a little bit better price than it does with the regular stuff. So think of it as two different waste streams, even though it may be the same product. City of Tacoma is still the only one, with glass curbside, but I think it looks like it's gonna change.
Well, it may
We're gonna go
change,
single
but
stream.
it's not going away. It may go into single stream, which the machine, the MRF, has the ability to pull the glass out. And currently, they already receive truckloads from other entities around the state that will take care of that. They already combine their glass.
Is there a MRF that, for those that don't believe in recycling or don't see the use in it, is there a MRF that goes through just waste and it sorts out the recycled waste for the lazy person, or would that end up in landfill no matter what?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit, the MRF is not necessarily a MRF, but it's our guys. We'll have guys on the floor that will recognize things that they can pull out of the waste stream. We have a large machine that's got a grapple that can reach in and pull large pieces of metal out from our commercial type businesses. We bring stuff in with wood can be pulled out of there. We have some things, some other programs that are set up to do like bicycles. We can pull bicycles out and then they goes to a nonprofit and they can do something with them, refurbish them and then give them to kids, you know, stuff like that. But that's one of the things we're constantly looking at improving. Also educating the public on what to put in the recycling. There's a lot of things in the garbage can just because folks don't want to take the time to separate or clean. So
One other question. When I was a kid, I used to ride around on my BMX bike and pick up beer cans and pop cans and fill up a whole bag and be able to bring them. I think it was Tacoma's recycling. And get some money for it. Is it still doing that, or is it? There's no
You
money.
can. No, you can.
Yeah, you still can.
Yeah, you can. You can take it.
Do you still have the bike?
Do you still have a group of community members who sit on like an advisory board or?
Our department supervisor, Gary Cotto, he goes to a lot of community functions.
I think there was a group at one time that got together and talked about recycling, just community members. And a friend of mine, she was very aware of stores throwing away the recycled plastic bags. So they had a recycle bin and she said they found that they were still throwing them away.
Yeah. I'm not aware of one right now. I sat on the board for the Washington State Recycling Association for a few years, and what a hard working group of people they are. We have a conference coming up in May, and boy, nobody sits idle there. That's why I got off the board when I had a job to do too, you know, and yeah, they're awesome. But with the city of Tacoma, I know Gary does. We used to have citizens advisory panel when I worked at a plant down here in the Tveit Flats for a while, and we had a citizen advisory panel that we met with once a month that included police, fire, us, any emergency responders, and business owners from the Tveit Flats. So, but with the city, I'm really not sure. At the very least, I'm not a part of one right now. But yeah.
Can you estimate how many people are employed locally in this process?
At our facility, so we've got
Everybody, all the recycling, everybody who works in recycling in the Tacoma area, about how many are you got?
wow.
Just
What a
guess.
question. Including the recycling facilities and
Sure, just make a stab at it.
In this area.
Mettler. Oh. 10,000?
Wow, big number.
Pretty cool.
We've got 4 metal recyclers here. There, 2 material recycling facilities. Us.
a lot of businesses have their own. They set up their own accounts, and we're basically the transfer to bring their recycling to places. And depending on what the market's doing, they may be making the money or they're breaking even, but it's not costing them money as garbage would cost to get rid of. So
That sound right, Will?
could be
It's
a lot
a
more.
lot.
Could be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I never really put that
That's
number
good.
together. So
I do buildings and ground stuff for my church, And one of the things that happens is I see people from Gig Harbor put up a poster that says, this is what you recycle. Somebody from Furcrest takes it down and says, no, that's wrong. Somebody from Tacoma says, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And there's all this confusion about it.
There is.
If we could give one set of standards, that would really help.
Recycling is not a perfect science as much as we'd like it to be, and it depends on who they set up with as a vendor for the products that they collect is how they have to do it. I will say that anything that you have a question about, check with our recycle center. Ask everyone up there. There's more and more things that we can do up there than you can do at home.
Yeah.
For instance, we can usually help you with a lot of oddball stuff. We just got a grenade over it. Has waste just a little bit.
Maybe just 2 more questions.
Okay.
I just want to thank you for being so prompt. Here about 2 weeks ago, somebody dumped boxes of drywall waste into our driveway. We called the next morning. By the end of the day, it was gone.
You know, we put a lot of pride into that response, and the only time that you may see a lapse is over a weekend. But for the most part, yeah, we take a lot of pride in trying to get that very, very
Really
quick.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Last question.
So my old televisions, what's the latest on those? Do you still have Goodwill up there?
Yeah.
They take some of them, and
Yeah.
what do they take that don't, and what do I do with the others?
So Goodwill will take 4 things right now. They'll take a television, a computer monitor, the CPU, and a laptop, and e-readers. They're starting to see e-readers now. Anything with a screen on it, basically. So in the past, and before we moved to recycle, so we had a re-roof project that lasted 8 months. Not very much. That was a pain. So we had to operate out of the parking lot. It was not fun. But anyway, we're back home now, and we had an electronics program that we put out for about a year and a half. It was called Anything That Plugs In. And that company that we gave it to got caught doing some things they shouldn't have been doing. EPA tagged these, they found them in the Port of Portland, Florida. They found them in Vietnam, they found them in the Philippines, and so we had to stop using them. So we're looking at options right now to get our expanded electronics program back. In a year and a half, with the plug-in, anything that plugged in program, we kept 114 tons of electronics out of the landfill. So it works. We just have to be able to get back at it. Look, nothing can happen in the recycling industry unless someone in the private sector finds a way to make a buck at it. If that doesn't happen, it's going in the ground. There's nothing else you can do with it. So we need, when I talk to younger groups, I said the mandate is to, study science, study all the sciences and learn how to make things from other things. And, but as a municipality, we just do the best we can to keep what we can out. And like I said, it's not an exact science, but we sure try. Thanks very much for having us.